I used to get so annoyed by other people, whether it was coworkers, family members, usually people out in public that are complete strangers. But then I learned something that really changed the way that I see these people. And it really brought me so much peace that I really felt compelled to share this with everyone else. And so that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. So I used to work with someone that really would get under my skin by doing things like singing and humming for hours on end throughout the workday. And she was within arm's reach of me, so I had to just sit there and listen to this all day. She would show up in these very elaborate outfits, which were not within the dress code, but she would always be seeking validation and compliments on her appearance from other people, which aggravated me. And what aggravated me most is she was just always forking things off of her plate onto my plate. So I could take on more and more, and she could do less and less. And this really affected my energy in a way that was draining and exhausting. And I would leave these days just so tired and replaying just how big of a problem this person was in my life. One day, instead of letting her behavior frustrate and aggravate me like it always did, I started just asking questions like, why is this person acting like this? And what is happening beneath the surface that is causing this person to operate like this on a daily basis? And this really changed everything for me because I began to realize that this person probably wasn't waking up in the morning and driving to work and wondering, how can I annoy John the most today? And how can I aggravate the crap out of him? Because for a while, I was convinced that this might be this person's sole mission in life, was to do that. And maybe this stems from childhood, where they weren't getting the attention that they needed when they were a kid, and they weren't seen or heard, and they were actually felt like they might be invisible, so now they need to be seen and heard by everyone. It could be a multitude of different things of why this person was doing this, but it was really about this person's unhealed wounds. And so all these things that I found distracting and annoying and frustrating and really at my wit's end about, these were just the defense mechanisms that this person had developed so that they could get through life. What I realized is that behind every action, whether it's someone that's seeking validation, maybe it's someone that's lashing out with anger, is that at the root of all of these things, whatever they may be, there's usually some pain and some unhealed trauma that exists that has not been properly dealt with yet. And so trauma really shapes the way that we show up in the world. And I didn't know this until a couple years ago when I started doing therapy and really learned about my own childhood traumas that were affecting me way later on in my adult life that I never would have made that connection about. And since starting that inner work myself, I am now absolutely convinced that most people walking the streets, raising families, going to work, most of those people have their own traumas that they've been carrying with them that have never been properly dealt with. And so when something rude happens to me or I get annoyed by how someone's acting, I no longer allow it to affect my energy or to dig at me or to drain me of my life force, because I'm now getting better and better at seeing the trauma and the pain behind the people and behind their reaction or whatever they did. And so I'm able to meet these difficult, sometimes really difficult situations with a lot more compassion that I didn't have before. And I'm able to do that because I think people that have trauma, they fit into one of two different boats. And so there's the person that is completely oblivious, like myself, that had no idea that something happened to them throughout their life that would affect them later on in life. Or there's the people that are very clear that something has happened in their life, but they don't want to appear weak in our culture, and they don't want to go through the touchy-feely work of working through it. And so I just have a lot of compassion for both groups of people and the traumas that they carry. And so the next time you feel frustrated or angry or annoyed by someone's behavior, and I'm sure you will, try asking, what is this person carrying that I can't see that is influencing their actions? Because it might change your perspective. And really, this isn't about excusing bad behavior or anything like that, but it's really just about seeing it through a lens of compassion instead of judgment and being judgmental, because you have no idea what this person is carrying with them or what they've been through. And I'm sure if they had a choice, they wouldn't be living their lives and conducting themselves in the way that they are, because it's the only way that they know how to do that right now. Another super important insight that I got out of this is that when these people in these situations present themselves to you and they really get under your skin, it's mirroring back at you where you need to do some more inner work yourself. And so when those situations and people present themselves, just ask, why is this bothering me so much? And what is this bringing up in me that still needs healing? Because I know in my case, with my annoying coworker, I had issues with this. When she would fork more stuff onto my plate so she could do less, I was comparing myself to like, hey, I'm really outworking this other person. Why are we getting paid the same? And why does this person get to show up in whatever they want to wear? And why are they always seeking compliments? And it was just revealing areas in my own life around validation, perhaps, about needing recognition or a raise for outworking someone else. So it really just brought to the surface these other patterns that I wasn't aware of. And so that's kind of an unexpected silver lining to these opportunities, is they reflect back to you where you need to do some more work yourself. Since shifting my perspective like this, I've been able to move through my life with a lot greater understanding for other people and a lot less reactivity, and really just a greater sense of peace in my life overall, even in those situations that would normally frustrate me endlessly. And so I think if you're able to adopt a perspective of this, of seeing the pain that exists behind everyone, because everyone is carrying things with them, that it really just changes your relationship with how you deal with those people in those situations. So I don't know if you've ever had an experience like this, where seeing someone in a different light and in a different way really helped you find more peace. But if you have, I would love to hear from you in the comments, because I know that there is a lot of people that have gone through things that I haven't yet. And so being able to draw from your lived experience of handling these situations or these difficult people, not only is going to help myself, but it's also going to help a bunch of other people that are watching this video or reading through the comments to help in their own life. And so with that said, thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really appreciate you allowing me to share this quick insight with you. And until next time, I am John, and I will catch you in the next one.